as you know from the thumbnail, got a new project truck. Hope for the wind's not too bad. It's an 87 Chevy, just like the one inside, but this one's, you know, painted and nice and put together. It has a 396 underneath the hood. Let me walk around here and try to get the hood open. It has a 396 and a 4-speed in it. This radiator's gonna go because it's just a cheap, chintzy, basically a Walmart radiator. But Edelbrock valve covers and everything. It has an Edelbrock carb, but the guy told me the carburetor was junk. Around here on the interior, it lacks a lot in here because, well, I have a brand new recovered seat and some carpet, and I'm gonna put the headliner in it in a minute. Around here, the shifter and everything, it's a 4-wheel drive, 4-speed. It's a pretty nice truck, and this thing has no rust in it. It's never had any rust in it. This is basically everything on this truck is from the factory, all the sheet metal. They've seam sealed everything again because, you know, seam sealer goes bad. There's been no rust in it. I've crawled underneath this truck, looked everywhere to try to find it, and when I bought it, I asked them and looked, and even inside here, the wheel wells and everything is just about perfect. I mean, there's no rust in this whole truck. Has an older BDS style lift on it, and I do have this grill that came with it. I think this is from like the 90s, early 2000s, because I haven't seen one made like this in a long time. From what I understand, the guy owned it, or it was a show truck, something like that, and it spent its whole life inside. And no one's really messed with it in about a year or two, so we're gonna see if we can get it running and put the interior in it. So got a lot of the stuff picked up out of here, but there's just tons and tons of parts I don't want to throw away or lose because I'm not sure if I'll need them or not. Because you can see a lot of this is missing, and up here there's just wires everywhere. But it has a brand new harness in it. I'm not sure if it's a painless or not. I don't think so, because the painless harness I have is a lot nicer than this one, but it's still nonetheless a pretty good aftermarket harness. And I'm glad it doesn't have the original in it, because most of the time they're so beat up and cut up you can't do anything with them in the first place. If that wind would quit blowing, it'd make the day a lot better. But I'll get this cleaned up and get back with you guys as soon as all this trash is out. Everything in the interior is now all out. I mean, these floors are completely solid. I'm surprised at how good a shape this truck's in, but I have the carpet in the shop in there I need to grab. I took the shifter out. That 4-wheel drive one's too much work to take out, and I think I can cut around it to make the hole in the carpet. Over here, everything's been cleaned out. So I'm gonna go grab the carpet, throw that in there, then we'll throw the seat in this thing and start putting the interior together. I have to put this side glass in, but want to get the interior done before I start messing with the engine. I know that sounds kind of backwards, but the seat's just setting out with a tarp on it, and I don't have anywhere to put it. So I got the carpet in the truck. I cut the holes around the 4-wheel drive shifter and stuff, and I cut that hole there. It fits pretty good. It don't fit perfect. I'm hoping once it settles out, because this carpet's just been set and rolled up. Well, laid and out flat actually, but it was rolled up before that, and I rolled it up before I brought it over here this morning. So I'm hoping once it lays out, it'll lay out flatter, because we're about a 1/4 inch over here and about a 1/2 inch over there. But I think once everything settles out and I get the seat in there, it'll be a lot closer. Got to look in the back of the truck where all the parts are. It's a pain in the butt to get in here, and there's all kinds of parts that came with the truck when I bought it, but I don't know if the 4-wheel drive selector covers in here, because I kind of need it so I can bolt it down to hold the carpet. There's a door panel, but this one's about had it. Let's see, there's a whole bunch of parts there. I haven't even really looked through this. There's a dash pad. I'll just order a new one of them. There's the AC cover. It even came with a gas jug and a bunch of wires that are no good. Here's the dash pad out of it, and it's just the normal square body cracked up dash pad. That didn't do it no favor either. Oh, there it is. I figured it'd be back here. Ah, it's been melted. I think I got one inside. I'll have to go check, because I want it to actually look halfway decent. I think that's the shifter boot, ain't it? It is. Can't find the other 4-wheel drive boot, and that thing in that bag that I thought was the shifter boot, I don't even know what it is. It's like some type of drive shaft like carrier bearing or something like that. But I'm just gonna bolt the seat in here. I stole the bolts off of the square body in the shop. These should just work fine for it. Just gotta cut the bolt holes out, but I'm gonna set the seat in there first and try to get it bolted in here to hold this carpet down. I forget how heavy these seats are until I try to put them in by myself. They gotta go in a certain way or they hit everything. Oh Lordy. Watch me struggle with this seat. Put your thoughts about this truck in the comments. Think I should leave it with these big old super swampers on it or do something a little more modern? I kind of like it how it is though. It's a neat old truck. Try to keep from scratching the seat or the paint up. That's the problem here. Seat's now in the truck and bolted down. The camera decided it wanted to die about an hour ago, but waited on the battery to charge. I did put the shifter in. That took a little bit of work, but I found the four-wheel drive selector deal that I had in the shop in there. It's not in perfect shape, but it's in a lot better shape than that other one is. I hope it fits. My luck, it won't fit, honestly, but it should just slide. I've only put these on a million times. Shouldn't be that hard. There we go. Well, it might be that hard. There we go. Well, sorry I'm wiggling you guys around so much, but there we go. It's bolted. It ain't bolted on there yet, but will in a second. It looks pretty good, but I'll probably change it out or sand it down and clean it, because I think I could sand this down without destroying the texture. Take one of them Scotch-Brite pads to it. But the transmission shifter's in there, the four-wheel drive selector's in there. I still have to bolt it down. The seat's in here. The headliner, I have a pad, like the pad that the headliner glues onto at the house. I'll glue it on there tonight and hopefully put the headliner in here tonight. I couldn't find the deals that go up there. The trim pieces in them are really expensive. So are these. Can't find them. Last ones I bought were like 400 bucks. But I did find the grill. I think I already showed you guys that. It's Phantom grill. I think it's from like the 90s or early 2000s. I did find both the pieces for the front chrome, and in this box is the two side chrome pieces. I found the headlight buckets. Here's a whole wad of wires that I guess this is the factory harness and they kept it. Here's an old, goes to a carburetor, probably a double pumper Holly. And there's a lot of other stuff in there in the drive shaft that I don't know where it came out of. But I don't know, it was in the bed of the truck when I got it. But around front where the old 396 is, if I can climb up there, I got to use a bucket because it's too tall for me. But, oh, there we go. The carburetor's setting back down on there better. I will change that. I do have the heater box just kind of clamped in there. This radiator's going away. It don't fit right. I guess it is an 87 radiator, but it fits like trash, and I don't like how there's a cut there and these little bolt holes that hold I don't know what up there. But we'll get that fixed, and this radiator hose is done for, I'd say. Missing a power steering pump and a lot of other stuff I didn't notice when I bought the truck, but that's how it is. Inner fenders and everything look brand new. They put that frame coating on them. I did go out and buy a clutch master cylinder because this one was bad. So I already have that. So tomorrow, get around to doing that. And what else is there? Both headlights are on this side. I have to do them this side. And I don't believe these are wired or the horns are wired. But hopefully tomorrow I'll get that done. I'm gonna try to upload this video tonight and probably another video tomorrow or the next day and get back up on the whole YouTube of uploading videos, and I'll do an update on that truck in there pretty soon. It's coming along, but it's not perfect. But I'll show you guys underneath the truck. But first off, if anyone's ever seen this truck in a magazine, like it might have been red or it might have been this blue, let me know, because I think this used to be a magazine truck, because it has no rust in it. It's been kept inside its entire life. But underneath here, It does have a BDS lift, and from what I understand, this is from like the 90s or early 2000s. I do have to put the drive shafts in it. The brake lines are conveniently hooked up. They bought the extenders and everything. The front ones are hooked up. That drive shaft is too short, but the frame's perfect on this thing. The transmission's supposed to be good and the motor's supposed to be good. Haven't heard them run, but hopefully in the next video we'll have them up and running and some of the wiring done and start getting this truck put back together and back on the road.